pull that up full screen right now, and I'm going to walk out of the shot so that we can get a full view of this. If Will, I don't know if that's you or Tim up in production, can pull up the Danville sky camera, but this is going to be interesting to watch. Thanks, gentlemen, for doing that. So in this view here, we're looking live out over Danville. We are looking to the south. Okay, Tim is directing. All right, so thank you. Thank you for that, JJ. So obviously we're looking across the Dan River, and you can obviously make out downtown. If there is a tornado within this storm, it is, could you go back to the okay, Will said, sorry, I didn't mean to press that button. He's gonna pull up the Danville sky camera shortly. But if there actually is a tornado that develops from the storm, we may actually see this coming out from this area right in here. At the bottom of the screen, see how the trees are blowing around? This is some of that wind gradually picking up as we're eventually going to see wind gusts of 40 to 50 miles an hour in Danville. Got a little bit of rain there, as you can see right in front of the camera. So this view here, as we're looking to the south, we will be watching to see if a tornado does emerge from this and make its way toward Danville. Will, let's go back, Will and Tim, let's go back to the regular radar mode. And I want to look at the rain, and then we will take a look at the wind. So if you're just joining us here in Danville, it is tornado safety time for you. The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for this storm for Danville until noon. Tornado warning has been issued. If there's a tornado, now we'll go in for a closer look, and we'll stop the animation here for a minute. This is good news, even though you're under tornado warning, obviously. There is rotation. It's not the most wrapped up thing I've ever seen in the world, but there is a rotating part of the storm. So here's Danville. Of course, the Dan River is running through downtown. The Danville Airport is over here. So this would be the road that you're taking, 360, 58. This would be the road that you're taking towards South Boston. If there is a tornado from the storm, it is going to cross the state line, and it will be going over the 29 bypass. See this right through here? This is the 29. So say if you're coming out of North Carolina, this would be the 58 bypass, 58-29 bypass that you would see along the south and east side of Danville. That is where this potential tornado would be right now if there is a tornado on the ground out of it. You can see it right through here. This part of the cell is going to lift to the north. If you're in Danville, if you're, say, near the Goodyear plant, getting closer toward Ringgold, get into your place of tornado shelter in case a tornado does end up developing out of this storm. Let's go back to the Danville sky camera, which we have right now routed up on one of our other weather computers. So this view toward the south and east, obviously we can see the dark clouds. I don't see an obvious signature of a tornado when I'm looking at this, but if we did, if there's a tornado, it is going to be right in here. Mr. Stafford, could you, on this shot, let's adjust this view and turn it a little bit more southeast and eventually east. We might also raise up the view. Obviously, we're not going to be able to see directly over the trees, but I want to have a closer look at this as this does make its way toward Danville, downtown Danville, and the east side of Danville. So yeah, right in here, thank you, sir. This would be the part of the storm that we're watching if there is indeed a tornado that is going to occur out of this in Danville. Let's go back to the radar view. Again, we don't see a tornado this second, but this storm certainly could develop a tornado out of it. It is tornado safety time for you in Danville. If there is a tornado, it is going to be right in this vicinity here. It would actually be near and now just east now of downtown Danville. This cell is moving very, very quickly to the north. I'm going to check a vector scan on this. It is moving north-northwest at 35 knots, so 40 miles an hour is the forward progression on this tornadic storm right through here. In Danville and also in Blair's. remain in your place of tornado shelter in case a tornado does develop out of this storm. You can see that this is an individualized storm, and there is at least an area of inflow into it, so this storm at least has the potential to produce a tornado. And Will and Thomas, have we had any reports of a tornado on the ground? So that is good news, because if there was actually a tornado on the ground, we would be getting those reports in because it's moving through a fairly populated area. So I would take that as good news. But still, stay in your place of tornado shelter. Tornadic part of the storm is now near and lifting north of downtown Danville. Let's go back to our Danville sky camera and this view to the east. And Will, could you turn this camera more to the left? And I want to start looking more, say, toward the northeast. As this is, so this is going to be passing to the east of downtown Danville and north of downtown Danville. Good news, I do not see a tornado that is spawned here in this view. So I'm taking this to be good news. Let's go back to the radar. This tornado warning is in effect until noon for Danville. The circulating part of the storm is in here. Does not look like a super obvious sign of a tornado, but there is at least rotation within the storm. And you can see this right through here. If you're in Blair's, so near the Business 29, kind of the older highway into Danville and the 29 bypass, if you live near that area, get into your place of tornado shelter in case a tornado does develop out of this. The tornadic part of the storm is gradually moving north of Danville. It's now, say, the northern parts of Danville and toward Blair's. If there is a tornado, it is going to be located in this area here. Let's zoom out a bit. I want to show for all of our viewers in Pittsylvania County, let's put this into perspective. And also one thing we're going to need to think about, where is this storm going to be next? Chatham, Gretna, and eventually parts of Campbell County, Bedford, possibly Lynchburg would be next. That would still be 30 minutes to an hour away. Will is pulling a storm track on this storm, and did you put the storm vector at 40? Okay, so we have the storm vector at 40. So these are some estimations as far as the time. In Chatham, near 1157 is where we would see this possible tornado, 1157. And of course, that's just out of the tornado warning area, but just want to make y'all aware of that if you're in Chatham. Thomas, when the National Weather Service put out the warning, you've got the computer right there in front of you, what did they say the speed of the storm was?
It was at 35 miles an hour whenever they issued it over Providence, moving north at 35 miles an hour. It seems to be going faster, as you mentioned.
And so the reason I'm bringing that up is that this storm is moving faster than the National Weather Service says it is. So this means that it would be exiting the tornado warning polygon sooner than the National Weather Service is showing it to do so. So that's why we're making you aware that Chatham, Dry Fork, got the school just south of 29 there along Chatham. This cell is heading your direction. We have not had a tornado reported on the ground out of it, which is good news. I'm also looking at the radar data here. And Mr. Stafford or Mr. Battle, could y'all pull up the velocity? This is where we're looking at the wind. I am not seeing a super obvious sign that, oh wow, this is definitely producing a tornado, but we at least have broad rotation that is being detected up at radar level. So tornado warning does officially remain in effect for Danville, but in Danville, say if you're in the city limits of Danville, we are going to give you the all clear. This cell is moving so quickly. I know you're officially under a warning. But in Danville, we are giving you the all clear in that the tornadic part of the storm, the rotating part of the storm, is making its way out of the city, and it would be safe for you to come out. Are you still getting rain? You're still getting lightning and thunder. We know that. But the circulation that we're monitoring, that is moving away. Thomas and Will, I'm looking at one of the vector scans on one of these cells shows it moving north at 48 knots. So y'all might check that as well. So this is not slowing down. So this is moving very, very swiftly. Okay, if there's a tornado, and Will, let's leave this on this view here for right now. If there's going to be a tornado within the storm, it is located here, near Blair's. In Blair's, stay in your place of tornado shelter in case there is a tornado from this storm. This is also crossing State Highway 41, which eventually runs out closer to Tunstall and toward Callens. Stay in your place of tornado shelter as this is crossing 41. This general broad area here, this is good news that it's not a very tight area because it means it's not a definitive tornado, but we do at least have broad circulation up at cloud level into Blair's, Dry Fork and Chatham, and also Tight Squeeze. The intersection along 29, you've got the McDonald's and a whole bunch of businesses, gas stations in that area. This is heading your direction, so be prepared to seek shelter from this storm. But as of now, I do not see a tornado from this storm. Will, let's pull up back to the Danville sky camera. We have it on one of our weather computers right now. And so the part of the storm, the tornado warning, is now moving away from the sky camera view. And as you could see, when this passed near and just east of the camera, we did not see a tornado, which is good news. You could kind of broadly make it a lowering, but we did not see a tornado from the storm. It's pouring. We still have some rain through parts of Danville, though conditions are, of course, quickly improving in the Danville area. So again, if you're in Danville, we are giving you the all clear to come out of your place of tornado shelter. Okay, let's reset. What I want to do is to show the entire ABC 13 viewing area. And I realize that some of you may be normally watching your favorite program right now here on ABC 13, but when we have tornado warnings, we have extended coverage for obvious reasons, because there could be a tornado on the ground. And I do think that we are going to see more tornado warnings issued. Best news, though, we've not had an actual tornado confirmed, but the storms are rotating at cloud level. So looking ahead, Lynchburg, Bedford, and Roanoke. We don't have any warnings at the moment, but I do anticipate that we are going to see the National Weather Service issuing more warnings, and it is certainly possible that Roanoke, Bedford, and Lynchburg, parts of Campbell County and Smith Mountain Lake, we could be seeing additional tornado warnings, and this would be occurring during the next 90 minutes. Nothing this second, but during the next 90 minutes. Let's go back down to the storm now, the tornado warning, Danville and 29. And let's see, let's stop the radar loop. And I'm also looking at this cell here on my computer. Yeah, I am not seeing a Captain Obvious tornado. There is some rotation. So this is a different view. This is normally something that we wouldn't put on television, that this storm debris. Will, if you could go back to that here for just a minute. And you're probably looking at this and say, wow, yeah, that's maroon. This is where if there was debris in the air, we would actually be able to looking for anomalies, basically pick out the thing that does not belong. And I'm not seeing that so much in here, but there's at least a lot of motion up at cloud level here near Blair's. Remain in your place of tornado shelter in Blair's in case there is a tornado that develops out of this. Let's go back to the regular rain mode of the radar, and let's pull another storm track. So let's stop the animation. We're going to zoom out, and let's put the vector, it's closer to 45 miles an hour, I think. Thomas will overrule me if you don't agree, but I'm thinking it's closer to 45. Y'all agree? Okay. Right through here, and we'll make sure that Chatham is included on this. Just want to get the folks in Chatham aware. So, okay, so these are some of the warning times. Now, I realize that, yes, in Chatham, you're not under tornado warning, but this storm is going to be exiting this polygon before this current warning expires. And so it's possible the National Weather Service will need to reissue another tornado warning, which would include a larger sliver of Pittsylvania County, including Chatham. This area here didn't show up on the map, but this is Chatham and 29, so Dry Fork is going to be in here. If you live in Dry Fork, I don't see a tornado on the ground right now, but there is definitely rotation. To play it safe, I would get into your place of tornado shelter in case there does end up being a tornado that develops out of this in Dry Fork. So in Dry Fork, tornado safety time for you in case a tornado does end up touching down out of this storm. Danville, we are giving you the all clear. Blair's, remain in your place of tornado shelter, though this rotating part of the storm is lifting north. Tight squeeze. And Route 29, tornado safety precautions for you. And I would also not recommend driving during the next 30 minutes between Danville and Chatham. Okay, just got an update. You may have noticed the polygon just jumped, and this is from the National Weather Service, basically reconfiguring the warning. The National Weather Service has officially dropped Danville from the tornado warning. We gave you the all clear for Danville about 5 minutes ago, but it's now official from the National Weather Service. A tornado warning has now officially expired for Danville, but it remains for this Pentagon-shaped area here in Pittsylvania County. If you're in tight squeeze, I do recommend playing this safe in case there is a tornado out of this. Get into your place of tornado shelter, the tight squeeze area, and in Chatham, I'll phrase it this way, be ready to seek shelter in Chatham. I'm going to pull up a closer look at this storm here. I've got the computer here in front of me. Will and Thomas, as I'm looking at the velocity, I've got the half-degree velocity here in front of me. I don't see an obvious circulation point right now. Would you agree or disagree?
I agree. It seems pretty weak. I'm trying to find it. They seem to just be wanting it to continue it. They haven't said whether or not they're going to keep it going. They are still estimating that it's moving around 35 miles an hour. But I still see the scans. It still looks like it's closer to 40. But yeah, no, the rotation is very weak, very broad. But it is north of Danville. Danville, I agree with you, is clear. But it's moving towards Chatham. Still won't be there for another few minutes, though.
Correct. And Thomas, could you come, and I'm going to grab one of my other computers here. Could you continue this live coverage? And I'm going to grab also another one of my computers. So tornado warning continues for Pittsylvania County. Now here's Thomas Battle.
So we've still got this warning that we're going to keep an eye on. This is moving northward. It is going to last for another few minutes. Could be another 10 minutes. Typically, they are going to let these expire if that seems to be the way that they've been letting it go as they clear. But they've got enough room on this one still to last. Still seeing very small pockets of rotation in some of these storms that are downstream. So as we go a little further towards the east, we're still going to see some of these other cells that could develop the same weak rotation in them. But if you are, again, just ahead of this line that's moving through, so in the Blair's area, Chatham in the next 5 or 10 minutes, I would go ahead and go inside, even though we do expect the warning to be canceled before it gets to you. Just go ahead and get in your safe place. It's good practice, if anything. It does not hurt to go ahead and get a little extra practice just at your emergency plan and getting to that safe place in your home without any windows, interior, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. But this is what we're watching, just moving through the Blair's area. It looks like it's just past it now, but moving towards Chatham, so around the 57 area. Looks like most of this, though, has been weakening. As they move more into Virginia, the atmosphere is a little less conducive to keep them going. This is a look at velocity, so we want to look for where the colors change very quickly. Normally, we want to look for reds and greens because that shows us a good idea where there's some good rotation, but we're a little far away from the radar, so we have a few different colors. But this is the area we're going to be watching where the colors change, where you go from this bluish green to a darker green. And then right in there is where we would be watching for some rotation. And there's very weak signs of that, but it's not going to be lasting that long. Most of this system, though, still trying to weaken as we go in the next few minutes. So we've still got another 9 minutes or so until this warning is supposed to expire. So we've got some time, but moving northward in the next few minutes or so. Into the Dry Fork area, Pleasant Gap. Looks like we're going to be seeing that just trickle a little further to the north. Let's bring us back out. Let's go back to the radar, and we'll continue to look at this as it continues to move north. And I do want to point out, we do have some cells that are just look about as strong, even though they're not exhibiting the same rotation. We're going to have to keep an eye on a lot of these storms because a lot of them have been able to just get a little further than the ones downstream. So storms that were just out further to the west around Martinsville, those didn't get quite as far north as these did with the rotation. So it's something we're going to keep an eye on because it looks like we're seeing more of a easterly trend. They're getting a little further north. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I was watching this cell just around the Cunningham area too. It has a little rotation to it as well, but most of these are relatively weak. So again, just to let you know, we've been watching this for the last hour or so. We keep doing this, and we're going to keep letting you know that these warnings are ongoing in the next couple of hours. So make sure if you are in the Martinsville area, the Danville area, if you've already seen some damage in your area, if you can get pictures safely or videos safely and get them to us, you can always send them to us on Chime In, and you might see them right here on air. For the moment, the Danville area, if you're in Danville, you are clear. Your area looks okay, but this storm is now moving north of Danville, still moving at about 35 to 40 miles an hour, moving pretty quickly, which is good news. We want these to move as fast as possible and get out of the area. Tornado watch is what you're seeing. That's this red color you're seeing all around that one tornado warning just north of Danville. That tornado watch lasts until 6 o'clock tonight, so we're just kind of getting into the first stages of this. However, I will say we're probably going to see that tornado watch get canceled a little early, especially as that drier air makes its way in. But that's probably not going to happen for a couple more hours. We still got some time to go before all of this is going to be getting passed. But this is the tornado warning in the Danville area. Notice, though, we're seeing this move further towards the east in the next couple of hours. Right now, though, the National Weather Service has just let us know they are planning to let this warning expire at noon. So we've got about 7 minutes left until this warning will be done. Most of the storms, though, they've been starting a little further to the west around Martinsville, and we've seen them moving out to the east in the last few minutes. So South Boston, you would theoretically be next as these storms just continue to make their trek northward. But at the moment, still giving you a closer look at this one, it is moving towards the Chatham area. Looks like it might be just slightly west, but moving at about 45 miles an hour. Little spin, not much. And again, that warning is set to expire at about 12 o'clock. Looks like it might outrace that polygon, might be able to get just north of it. But if you're in the Blair's area, you're also clear, going around 41 clear. Chatham, just go ahead and get to a safe place in case. For the moment, though, this cell looks like it's going to be too far to the west, and it's also weakening, not seeing quite as much of the stronger storm rotation. A couple stronger cells also being found. We've been watching this line back further to the east, too. That's something we'll keep an eye on, too, as we go in the next couple of hours. Flooding, probably going to be a more prevalent problem out towards the New River Valley, as we've been mentioning for the last couple of days. That's been a big focus for the New River Valley, but today is kind of our big day for tornadoes, unfortunately. But the good news is this only lasts throughout the afternoon. We're not expecting them overnight. A little better if you can see them, a little less scary. But make sure that if you do get a tornado warning, you have a way to get to your safe place. We are expecting a little less of the rain. George, you want to come back in and just wrap us up here? I think we've got a few minutes left on this warning. Hopefully it'll be wrapping up in the next 5.
Thank you, Thomas. So if you're just joining us here, you might be normally getting ready to watch our 11 o'clock, our noon newscast. We are going to be having ABC 13 News at noon as regularly scheduled because this warning is going to expire. And as we're looking at this cell, we don't see this one being reissued. Also, this is something here that if you can safely, now the last thing that we want is for you to obviously run out in the middle of the storm. But after the storm passes, if you are able to send us photos and you would like to see some of those either published on TV or put those on our website, send those to Chime In. You can find this at WSET.com, or if you have the ABC 13 News app, you can find the Chime In, and that's where you can upload your pictures or even your video, and you can send that to us. All right, let's go back to the radar. So we are going to be on, so programming-wise, for the next 5 minutes, a little under 5 minutes, and then we will start ABC 13 News at noon as regularly scheduled. In fact, out of the corner of my eye, I see Patty Martin getting ready for the newscast. We've had 2 tornado warnings issued in our area so far, but no actual tornadoes touching down. However, looking ahead, I do think that we are going to be seeing more tornado warnings. Most of the warnings are going to be in the southern edge of this area of heavy rain, if that makes sense. So we'll be watching for here, for places like Franklin County, eventually into Bedford, possibly Lynchburg, and also especially these cells here. Mr. Stafford, could you zoom out a little bit on the radar? I want to show our viewers what we're tracking into the Carolinas. But some of these cells here, there are not any tornado warnings, which is obviously good news, but these have had a lot of tornado warnings within them when they have been in North Carolina. We will be watching this area here to see if we could get some additional tornado warnings, and those would later impact, say, Halifax County or Charlotte County. We're just not seeing it at the moment. So overall, this is a lot of good news. Okay, let's reset the view, so give everybody an idea of what's going on. Current time is now 11:57, M56, 11:57. So we have this one tornado warning which continues. As we're looking at this storm does not look like a storm that is producing a tornado. In fact, it's actually looking pretty pitiful at the moment. Will, let's go in for a closer look and maybe we can give some folks the all clear. Yeah, this is, yeah, Will, I bet you a Big Mac that there is definitely not a tornado that's going to be developing out of this. This has really weakened as this lifts to the north into Pittsylvania County. So it is safe for you to come out of your place of tornado shelter in Dry Fork, in Blair's, also the school just south of Chatham. And in Chatham, you are safe from this storm. It has weakened as it has moved to the north, and I'm not seeing any signs of rotation or a tornado within this storm. So that is good news. National Weather Service is continuing this tornado warning. I'm not sure why, but there is no tornado threat anymore within this area. We are giving you the all clear. We are going to stay on live here for the next 2 minutes, and you'll be able to join us shortly here on ABC 13 News. And one of the things that we're going to be covering is how long that we're going to have this tornado threat into the afternoon. I do think, and Thomas was mentioning this when he was doing one of the severe weather updates, how officially the tornado watch is in effect until 6 o'clock. I think the tornado threat also would be canceled before that, but for the next few hours, through lunchtime, early afternoon, 1, 2, possibly 3 o'clock, I do think that we are going to see the potential for more storms with tornado warnings. In fact, this one here. Hey, Will, or Thomas, let's take a closer look at this. This cell, which is west of Chatham, this is getting almost toward the Pinhook area. Just wanting to see this storm here because this one actually looks more interesting than the cell, which is in the tornado warning. Let's go to the velocity mode on this one. We're looking to the south of Smith Mountain Lake. Yeah, not seeing anything overly concerning from this view here, but this is just an example of a cell that we'll need to watch as this does lift to the north because there's at least some broad rotation up at cloud level, but nothing that is worthy of a tornado warning at this point. It's one of these where it looks actually a bit more impressive on the radar than compared to the wind. 1 minute, thank you, Shannon. So 1 minute we'll be going to ABC 13 News at noon. We have the one tornado warning, which is for some reason